All right. Testing. All right. Bear with me while we make sure our stuff is all set up. Like audio sounds good. Chat looks all right. Video. Video to hopefully it sticks around. Yeah, looks like it's all right. So we are in Inkwood. Oh, but we are not doing satisfactory. We are doing Minecraft. I always forget to change that. There we go. Okay. I think we're good there. Things up and running. Okay, so let's go sleep. And we'll do our intro. So we are day 562 of The Journey Begins. At some point, we're going to have to roll that over to a year. I was thinking about 500, but maybe we'll push that off to 1,000, something like that. 1,000 days in a year. 100's too short, and the next factor up is 1,000. So and we are at Inkwood. We are working on, we have a couple of projects going here that are part of the book that we're writing. We have a placeholder bridge. We have what will be our clock tower, and then we have what will be our tavern. And you can't really see it from here, but this little hole in the mountain, or not hill here, is going to be part of a mountain. This hole in the hill is going to lead us to a well that takes us to the Inkwood Library, which is like 15,000 or more blocks away, in the middle of an ocean. So it can add to that mystique of hidden knowledge, and you won't be able to get to it easily without knowing where it is, without going through the story. So we can't put a force field or anything around it, but if you're just kind of walking around the world, you won't see it. You could stumble across it with elytra, but you get the idea. And then beyond that is a little depot, a much smaller version than what we have in Overmorrow. And those are the little projects that we have going on here. So we've been focusing mostly on the tavern, trying to get that laid out right now. So we have the first floor, second floor, which first floor I guess is a little short. I think it's 5 blocks. The second floor is actually taller. So I think we might have, maybe like open storage in the top of it, and then some, walking around open space in the top or something, or maybe some rooms or something up there, 1 or 2 rooms, and like a kitchen or something, so that downstairs is more of the dining and something like that. But today is a diggy day. So we need to get more copper. So, excuse me, poured myself a drink and then forgot to grab it. Yeah, so we're gonna dig here because we both need copper and we need to get this dug down. So I guess we could have got solid copper blocks so that we wouldn't have to carry a bunch of extra copper on us. Do we want to take this down? Is that what we want? Oh, let's go grab this dirt here. This dirt is something we need, and sand. All right, so let's take down this piece here. cannot shake that. And we are trying to grow the channel, so if you like the story back builds, feel free to stick around. If you really like it, feel free to share it out. And yeah, there we go. Let's just, how is this gonna go in? Yeah, this probably needs to be cut in a little bit, but we're trying to stick to the lines of the cobblestone walls on the inside and outside, but we're also kind of roughing it too. Because ultimately we want it to be rough. So whatever we don't rough up through our first pass, we're going to do it through our Happy Gas pass, which is phase 4-ish. It depends on it, whether we make like phase 1, getting everything down to 0, and then phase 2, everything down to bedrock, or whether we do 2 phases per side, so like east, west, and north and south. Well, 3 of those. One of those is going to be the lake. If we do 3 of the cardinal directions, then we would have 6 phases on that, and the 7th phase would be the Happy Gas. So at some point, we'll have to make a decision on that and write that down in our ClickUp doc, so we have that documented and we know what we're going to do. But we're doing about an hour today because we have some other things to do. I know ideally we should stream for 2 to 3 hours to grow the channel. But given other time constraints, it's hard to do that at the moment. But if we have enough engagement in chat, then that makes it easier to justify that. So if you like this and want to see me stream more, let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue to tinker away at the story and see what people like. And let's see. Oh, if you were around this morning, we did Satisfactory in the morning. So we changed it up. This is usually the time that we would start Satisfactory. Kind of changing it up to see what works better, kind of blindly. So without having a lot of active input, we're just moving some things around, seeing how to get more input. While I do have certain time constraints, I'm reasonably flexible around community hours as we build the community, and doing 2 streams a day, kind of split streams so that we catch different time zones. So East Coast, London, Western Europe, and then Eastern Europe, Asia Pacific. We could make that work. So we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. But anyway, we play Minecraft every day, and Satisfactory on Fridays and Saturdays, and Planet Crafter on Sundays and Mondays. We have Wildcard Wednesdays, so kind of a random game that's been suggested by the community, or one that I just kind of want to try to see if it's worth keeping on the docket once we kind of play through Satisfactory and Planet Crafter. To switch out for when we finish those. In the past 2 weeks, it has been a little to the left. And we may do that again, or we may try something else. We'll see. There's no guarantee that we'll have a game every Wednesday, so it's kind of a wild card day. But as long as we're able to, we'll try to. I probably should have got rid of some of this stuff. Do I have a chest? I do have chest, so let's put something down so we can some of our resources. Right, so we can put some of this in there. Oh, let's keep the diorite. Is there slime ball? Okay, that works good enough. So that's that. On our schedule, some changes to the schedule. This weekend, we will likely not have a stream. Not likely have a stream Sunday. And we will likely have a single stream Saturday. So we will definitely do Minecraft at some point tomorrow. Time permitting, we'll do our satisfactory, but we might have to cut that. Welcome in Legend Dream 3. How's it going? How's the Friday night? Do you do any Minecraft or any other games? Thank you for the like. Appreciate it. And if you missed it, we're working on the ravine here at Inkwood. So part of the story that we're actually trying to write. So the ravine and the bridge are one of the plot points of making sure our characters follow the path that we want. So we're connecting some of our bigger builds with a road that we're kind of codenaming the storyline. Maybe a little on the nose, but I think it works. And that will be the path that you would follow if you wanted to kind of read the book and see the world unfold as you go. We're currently in the outlining phase, and we're still at chapter 18 there, because we're also working on a Substack series, I guess. The first article is taking longer because we're just starting it, so we're trying to get everything from what we remember of day one up until now and kind of front load a lot of the information, and then get into a cadence of like once a week or something with kind of cut downs of what we've been working on, how the progress is going, maybe design choices, tips or things that we've learned on Minecraft that week, things like that. And also writing a completely unrelated book, but much shorter one, just to kind of get something out the door and kind of keep things okay. Yeah, that vibrant visual. I like the vibrant visuals, but we're gonna have to fly out of here. At night, we get knocked into the wall. Well, today too, but at night when mobs spawn, getting knocked into the wall is a little bit, a little nerve-wracking. Let's fill up our carrots and drop off some. Did we fill this up? We did. So right now we're dropping off all the copper here, and eventually a lot of it will go into the roof over there. That's our tavern behind us. Well, to the left of us now. Did we get everything? Okay. So let's sleep and then we'll get back to it. And we were trying to do diggy days and detail days every other day. But I think right now we're more or less playing it by ear. So we have enough of something to work on, then we just make a day of details instead of doing details and digging. So it's more, once we have an idea complete enough in my head, then we'll spend a day working on that. And then we'll, if we don't have it complete, we'll we'll do a diggy days to work on the terraforming projects because we have plenty of those. And it doesn't hurt to have more resources. Welcome in, Unknown Pickle. Nice name. And if there's any questions about the story, Minecraft, if we can answer it. Cooking, travel, Legos, general stuff like that. You know, feel free to throw that kind of stuff in chat. Trying to build a, we'll call it a learning community or learning auditorium. I say auditorium a fair amount because try to do something different. Because I hear, you know, building communities a lot, so I guess it's meant to be bigger than an auditorium, but I kind of like auditorium or community of auditoriums or a place full of auditoriums. And it still needs work, but something different. And yeah, if you do, you know, an hour a day of this, you know, you knock out a couple thousand blocks. Bigger projects take longer, but you know, you're still making progress. Inkwood is one of our smaller projects. Inkwood, we're basically digging down. Overmorrow was a desert, but with lots of hills and small mountains, I guess. Sand mountains, sand dunes. I call them mountains because there was a lot of sandstone in them. Anyway, they're kind of opposite cities, but it's a 513 diameter half circle. So, you know, fairly large project. And then in the end, not the end, in the nether, we have Haven's End, which is 1,000 by 1,000 perimeter city, planned city. We're currently laying down the slabs for that, so we have a spawn-proof area to work off of. And then, you know, either the buildings will float a little or we'll put other slabs down for the foundation, but that way at least we can have more control over the spawnable area. And we have 800,000 or so blocks placed there, so we got some big projects, and then we have the Garden Temple, which is probably the biggest project outside of the Horizon Wall. And the Horizon Wall is just a big project because it's a project of from horizon to horizon. So you're talking millions of blocks in either direction. We're not going to spend any like goal time working on that. It's more, we'll build it out on any city that's on the border and, you know, kind of connect the wall or extend it out as we, you know, need a break from the other projects. So once we get this book out and the parts of it built, we might take a break and just kind of work on the wall for, a couple weeks or something just to kind of clear the head. But that's the plan there. All right, so we're making some progress here. We're third of the way through the stream. So okay, so let's get rid of some of the stone here. Let this gravel fall. And then we'll do another layer. Okay. Now that's pretty good there. So now let's start over here. And we'll go another layer down. So if you're looking at this, that's what is that 50? So 50 to 1950 to, if you take it down here, so almost 80 blocks, so 30 blocks, and then you're taking it down from 50 to 0, and then a different phase will take it down to negative 60. But 0 means 50 times 30, which is 150, 1,000, so 10, no, 15,000. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So 30 times 50. So that's 15 and 2 zeros. That's 1,500. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so one line would be 1,500, and then however many we go over this way. We were forgetting, it's not 2 numbers, it's 3 numbers. Which we do some math, and we actually use some trig here. Well, not in Inkwood, but in Overmorrow. And I guess it kind of percolates throughout the world too. So from Overmorrow, which is the center of the world, basically. So from 0, 0, the half circle that's on the southern side, which is the explorable world, or the buildable world, the north side of the horizon wall is just for exploring. But anyway, we take that half circle, so 180 degrees, it's a 10 realm. So every 18 degrees is one of the realms in the world. And you can figure out which realm that you're in by taking arctangent of z, in this case, over x. And that will give you the degrees. Outside of the 40, like a 45 degree angle and 90 degree angle, it's hard to get good angles in Minecraft. So it's kind of a rough, jagged lines. So we started doing a little bit at Overmorrow. Maybe we'll go out 10, 20 blocks, something like that, just to kind of for show. We're not gonna go that line the whole world, but we did do some of those calculations, and we need to do the rest and actually lay down those lines. Because they're short, and I think it adds little value to that idea of showing kind of the rays coming off of the sun. So if you were standing on the wall looking down, it kind of looks like a sun. So that's our goal there. One of the many goals. So yeah. All right, let's. We need the copper, so let's get rid of cobblestone there. Okay. Let's not look at the Enderman. I mean, we're full health, so we could probably take him, but let's not start a fight that we don't need to. All right. Doing pretty good, approaching the halfway mark. And thank you for all the likes, everyone. Appreciate it. And I guess our uh-oh. We have mobs spawning. Let's finish up this line. Actually, maybe we'll just go up here. All right, get away, get away. All right, so we can drop some stuff off in here. Everything? Oh, we can drop off stuff. Oh. Let's go here. Oop. Oh yeah, if we drop off not just our copper, but we can drop off our dart and diorite, and that frees up a bunch of stuff too. So should have thought of that before. Ah, see, this is night. This is water here. See the splashing? Yeah, you can kind of catch a little bit of the moon. This is one of the things I think is kind of dangerous at night, particularly, is that with vibrant visuals, the water is invisible at night. It has a little bit more sheen during the day, but not at night. Okay. Let's drop off some copper. Got it all? Okay. Then we'll sleep, and then we'll get back to it. What do we got here? Oh, not the pickaxe that we wanted to mend, but doesn't hurt to have tools mended in general. Right. Let's grab a carrot and head on. Yeah, we probably want to go off the other side so we don't have to waste a rocket. All right, so let's come down here. Ooh. We have a lot of material here. Okay. Let's start cutting some of this down. Get the dirt out. We'll pick this up as we go. I don't know how much more we'll need. We'll need a fair amount of dirt still for Overmorrow, but not as much as stone as we need for Haven's End. So let's go back and forth here and see if we can get this down to that level. Down to the, well, not quite 50, but whatever that is, where all the resources are that are probably going to despawn. So let's carve out a line here so we can tell how close we are to the wall. Okay. So we had a lot of, well, we have a lot of dirt here, so let's just get a lot of this out of the way, right? Because if we need this at Overmorrow, then why not have it? And if we get it out of the way and not the sand as well, then we can not have to context switch our tools so much. Oh, we're good. Yeah, so this works out well. Carve this next to the wall here. Oh, and we're gonna have to extend out our wall too of the ravine. Probably we're at in the corner over here. Because a little hard to see from here, but this hill there and this floating tree is there. This direction, I think, is where our clock tower is. All right, so let's get that going. All right. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Is this stone? Yeah, we can do that. That'll cut down. Actually, if we're going to do that, why don't we just take out all the, take down all of the gravel there. Okay. All right. So let's get all this out. Okay, that's fine there. And we'll cut in this. That'll probably be good. This would be a little rough here, but maybe this will be okay. Yeah, so 53, so making good progress on this side. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're a little over the halfway mark now, so let's keep going. Let's finish this out. I think we have enough durability on our tools that we can make it to the end of the stream. All right, so come down this side and let's run this through to the other side. Uh-oh. Oh. Wait, why did we put a torch there? Was this below create already? Hmm. Oh, the story of those is that there's a few of those around the perimeter of Inkwood, so that because there's a large cavern at bedrock. And this way, if we go down there and do any work down there, like pre-lighting it up, we can tell the shape of Inkwood above by those lava lines. So like one or so here, one down there, and then I think there's one on the front. Don't know if we put one on the other side yet, but that's the idea behind that, so that we don't clear out all of Inkwood and end up making it a floating city kind of thing. Is that okay? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay. We'll cut through some of these lines here. These help us divide into sections so we can break it down a little bit easier and gauge our progress. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that's good there. Okay, so let's do this now and we'll cut through here. All right, so got that leveled now. We'll cut through a few blocks in this direction. So we'll have a lot of these little sections, but that makes it easy. You know, we can knock off a couple and it feels like we're doing more. So I can check those off the list, and it all needs to be done. But it's a psychological effect. We don't want it to be too small, like a single block isn't going to help. And, a million block diameter or perimeter isn't going to be something we can do in a day either. But getting it down into sections, like 2 or 3 sections in a day, I think is kind of the sweet spot for me. All right. We'll just do this for the next 20 minutes. So we're about 2/3 of the way through our stream. And again, I really want to get to 2 hours, 3 hour streams or more. But to justify that, it's kind of a little bit of a catch-22. I need to stream longer to get more engagement, but I need more engagement to kind of justify the extra time. So if you're liking the streams, thank you. And if you really like it, sharing it out is very much appreciated. All right. Oh, we're getting nighttime, so probably don't want to get caught down there. And let's head over here. Yeah. I imagine we have enough dirt that we can uh, probably take all this back to Overmar by now. Yep, we have enough we can send back. Do we have any space in here? Oh, this could use some more material. Right. Oh, we'll do. Right. Okay. Then over here, we can drop off our stone, dirt, and drop off the sand for now. Let's see how much has been going. So 27, it's not bad. Not enough to do a whole lot. Uh, yeah, so what are we? 9, 15, 36, 46, 54. So you get like 6 copper blocks per stack of iron ingots. Something like that. Well, we've been over here for a little while and we need to do some terraforming in Overmar too. So why don't we have all 4 there. We have all of our armor on. Yeah, we're in good shape there. Let's go fly back to Overmar. Right. It's this line, roughly, somewhere around here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we'll let this dwindle down. See how close we can get to Overmar. So we were what, like 36 or so rockets? So it's about 10 rockets to get far enough and high enough to get back to Overmar. So, which isn't bad. A 10 rocket. Oop. A 10 rocket distance isn't bad. Is it over this way? Oh, there's our line. There's the storyline that we were talking about. So it's just some ugly stone laying down right now, but it's a functional marker, and we'll polish it out as we go. But the roads are a much lower priority on our list of things to do. Just having them with a few torches and there helps navigation during the day and at night. So All right, so what were we gonna do? I guess if this is kind of our staging spot, we can put it all here and we can just grab the dirt from here as well. Right, and then let's grab all of our kind of white blocks and diorite, so our calcite and diorite. Oh, how did we get granite in there? Oh, we'll have to drop that off somewhere eventually. So dirt is good. We'll leave the dirt in there for now because we'll use as we use that for terraforming, it will just end up in the ground. And the stone goes over or even sand, so we'll drop that off to our stone bins here, or maybe not. Need to start sending some stone back to Higgins End. All right. So last bit of stone, and then this will clear out the dirt here. Got 12 minutes left, so let's just load up on dirt. Okay. And we can drop off our stone. Okay. So that's one shulker, two shulkers, almost a third. Okay. All right, so I see some space back here that could use some filling in. It's not going to be like a hard focus on getting it because we still need to kind of figure out the shape on was it the west bank here? But once we do that, we can fill in this, and then we need to put our buildings down and whatnot too. And it's only one layer of dirt, so that it'll make it hard on flooring. But as long as there's enough sandstone below us, we could dig a basement for anything we want, and then make that basement stone, dirt, whatever we need. So I think if we go through the dirt that we have, that will get us that'll get us to the end of stream probably. So we're going through that pretty quickly. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can take this over without falling into any holes. See a big cave down there. So we'll want to be careful with that and how we frame that as well. So let's just go here then. We'll just do some back and forth here for a little bit. And then it gets going pretty quick. All right. Let's take this down. There you go. We'll get this little 3 by whatever section here done, and then start putting some dirt down. And we'll see how this fares. All right, here we go. All right. Don't know what's down there, but let's frame it out. Right. So if we have that framed, these on 2 sides. And there we go. Oop. All right. Oop. Yeah, and as we go out of dirt, then that gives us more inventory to pick up our sandstone, so that won't go to waste. And we can move that to the garden temple. So we have a little bit of synergy going on between some of our builds. All right. So we probably need a carrot. Let's grab a carrot, and then we'll get our dirt back. Yeah, this is going really nicely. So we didn't quite get a full layer done over at Inkwood, but we got a few thousand blocks mined out. We brought back a bunch of dirt and diorite over here to Overmorrow. And yeah, so that's I consider that a pretty good progress, because we're also placing down a dozen or so stacks. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Should we put torches back here? Feels dark. Okay. Let's work on this section, and then we've got about 5 minutes left, so another pass or two, and that'll be our 5 minutes. We'll sign off. we'll work on some of our other projects, and we'll be back tomorrow. And again, tomorrow will likely be a single game stream, so we might have to cut Satisfactory. We had some things come up. Earlier, I was hopeful that we would be able to kind of get Satisfactory back on track with Planet Crafter, but all possible, it's looking less likely. But keep an eye on Blue Sky for our Go Live announcements. All right. Oh, and then Sunday, we are not planning on a stream. What's in here? Okay. Oh yeah, and we were mentioning earlier kind of the opposing natures of Inkwood and Overmore. So all this desert here, very, very little of it was any kind of flat. It was basically, you can see a little bit of hilliness there of some of the desert, a little bit there. Like that one there was on the smaller side. I would say this hill here is probably a third the size of some of the mountains that we had here that we took them down earlier this year. You can see some of the items here. Well, those are sandstone, so those probably need to come down, but you can see the height. There are other places like did that fall? There were some places over here that were floating land. Oh, that looks nice there. You can see the torches lighting up the side of the mountain as the wall goes up. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you can see some of it's sandstone, but some of it's sand there, which is not falling because it was part of the generation. So these are the end of the things that we're trying to preserve. So most of this area was this height or a little bit more. So everything kind of on this west side of the creeper farm there was sand. So even under the grass, we put down the grass, this was all sand. So this one we leveled from the top down, leveling mountains. Inkwood was water, and we were just taking down the ravine. Okay. Do we have space over here anywhere? We do have some. Okay, it's not terrible then. Okay. So we'll do more terraforming later, but I think we're doing pretty good here. Let's we don't necessarily need to sleep if we have a good view here of our progress. I mean, it won't hurt to have some little screenshots like this. This may not be the best, but it's something that we can show, and we have to have some of the screenshots in other places too. Because I'm thinking of things both for our Blue Sky and then also for our Substack documents journal. But anyway, we have hit an hour, so we're going to call it there and get to our other stuff. So thank you for joining day 562 of The Journey Begins. if you like what we're doing, you can find our social medias on Linktree/MyTripMedia, and that will be on our outro screen as well. It will have links to our TikTok, our Twitch, YouTube, and Blue Sky, where you can find when we go live. Our Substack is not there yet, but that is hopefully coming. Hopefully coming in the next week. We're a little behind where we wanted to be, but that is coming. If you like what we're doing, you can follow any of those, your favorite social platform. If you really like it, you can share it out. And with that, we will see you tomorrow for day 563 when the journey continues. And we'll do a little more terraforming at Overmorrow and head back to Inkwood. See if we can go for a little copper from here and see what we can take back. So with that, thank you, Legend Dream, for all of the like and follow, and everyone else for all the likes and follows. Very much appreciate all the support. Have a good rest of your Friday.